Hello Virgo, thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Grand Lux by Cyril Marchetti. The website is usgamesinc.com. I was saying it wrong in a few other videos, so I'm trying to make sure I say it right this time. That's why I put it up here on the camera, so that way if I am saying it wrong, you can see it. So, sorry about that. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. That's how you spell her name. Ann with an E. This print is from 2013. There's a picture of her, but there's HayHouseRadio.com is one thing you can see her on. At least you could at that point. Hay House, I'm pretty confident, is still around. I also did see some websites here for them. So feel free to freeze frame if you want to search out any of these websites. HayHouse.com and all other good versions of it, depending on where you are, I guess. Alright, feel free to enjoy. What do we have for Virgo? Oh, I really like that card for you. Alright, let's see what's going on here, because the first card out is actually the Four of Cups, but for some reason I kind of like it for you, and I'm trying to figure out why do we like it. Because that's usually the card that says, you know, what I have versus what I want is not quite matching up, but maybe it's better than I think. Yet for you, I feel like you're kind of like standing in this spot of like, you know, it's not quite where I want to be. I feel empowered with yours. Kind of like, this isn't quite enough. This isn't quite working for me quite yet. How do I get my last cup? How do I get over here to this one? You're thinking about, I need to get the final set. I got 3. The set is supposed to have 4. I'm going to get that 4, but how do I get it? How do I get it? And you're not, I feel like when I'm getting this card, it's kind of like, it's not quite right yet, so I need to make it right, and I'm going to. I feel empowered with this with you. I really do. And it's kind of like, this is interesting. These two pairing up. The Fool card is coming forward like, all right. I'm going to have to take a couple risks to make this happen. But with any earth sign, and you're an earth sign, Virgo's an earth sign, even a risk will be calculated, and it's kind of like, all right, I'll chance it, but what am I risking, and is it worth it for me? Because it's kind of like, Virgo's not going to, you know, bet the farm on something. It's not really a Virgo thing, not usually, unless you're way out of balance. So, all right, an earth sign might do that, but they're really out of balance if they're doing that, just to be fair. But, like, typically, like, say, if you're going to gamble, if you're going to take a risk, it's kind of like, all right, I've got, you know, 2 bushels of corn. Do they come in bushels? You know, I got 2 bushels of those. I could take them and go sell them, or I could try to do this with them, and I might be able to make something better. It's kind of like, it's not gonna, you know, knock me completely out if this doesn't work. But it's, you know what I mean. I'll get, after a month or 2, I'll forget about it. I'll move on. Do I want to lose? No. But it's worth the risk, kind of like, I do think I could make this work. It's worth the chance. I think this, instead of going to the store and selling it, I'm going to, like, husk them myself, you know, get the corn off of it and make something else and see if I can do better. See if maybe the situation I'm going to do with it, what I'm going to make with the corn might sell better than me just selling them as is. I'll take the risk. I'll take the risk and I'll see what happens. If it doesn't go that well, I know not to do it again, and at least I'll have the knowledge. At least I'll have the knowledge. So you're like, you're not just like haphazard, like just, oh, I guess I'll try. It's not like that. You're like, let me think. If this doesn't work out, at least I'll know. At least I'll, you know, it won't be that bad out of me making good on it. It's a very calculated risk. The thing is, you got to convince yourself to at least, it's the knowledge. You have to be at peace with, like, at the very least, I'll know I'll know that what this does. I'll know how this works out. I'll know not to do that again, or I'll know at least to tell somebody else. You know, I'll have the experience, and I feel like I have to be at peace with that. At the very least, I'll have the experience. But the thing is, I want this last piece. So I think that's the driving force why I'm liking the Four of Cups for you. I want this to get better. And if I want this to get better, I have to take the chance. And I have to be at peace with, like, even if it doesn't work, at least I'll know. And at least I'll know I tried. There's more coming in. You're not going to do this in 5 seconds is what I'm also getting. The more I'm like, you know what? I really want to try this. I really want to give this a shot. But I want to at least get some partial win out of it, at least. The more you're going to... I feel like you're going to do research. When I'm getting the Hanged Man, I feel like that's lack of action going forward. But the thing is about the Hanged Man, there's... Even though the Hanged Man... Is it man in this one? Hanged Man, yeah. Hanged person, hanged... The gender isn't important. What it is saying... Maybe you can't do anything physically, but your brain... Like, this person's brain still is very functional. And all the blood's going to go to his head. Because he's upside down, so you got a lot of food for thought. You're not going to move haphazardly. Like, trust yourself. In case you're one of those people that, like, oh, I don't think I should do that. Trust yourself that you're going to think it out. You're not just going to make some crazy move. Like, give yourself the chance to think it out. You're not... I don't think you're getting the support for this, by the way. This is something you have to be at peace with yourself. You have to do this for you. If you want this better outcome, you have to make that decision for you. You got to do it because it's right for you. I don't feel like you're getting the support here. For some reason, it's like maybe you have somebody or some situation that usually backs you up when you make these decisions. I don't see that happening this time. I'm trying to see where things are going because the first card I'm seeing is the Nine of Swords. Like, people don't like it when you step outside the norm. I don't want to say this rudely, but you could have somebody very good in your life, but when you start pulling ahead, it makes them very uncomfortable and they get very hard to deal with. So it's just like, how do I explain this? It's a temporary moment where they want to keep you where you are because it makes them more comfortable if they feel they're doing better than you. It's a temporary moment. It's the difference between a bad person and a toxic behavior. Sometimes toxic behaviors only show up every now and then. This person might have a toxic behavior, and you just got to kind of back off from it and step away from it when they're having it and just do what you need to do. I'm just giving you a heads up about that because there's a difference between a bad person and a toxic behavior. Not that you should accept either. I'm just saying. I wouldn't say this is somebody you need to write off. I would just say that when they're doing this, you need to just kind of step back and just be like, yeah, that's your problem, not mine. And just don't let it affect you any more than you have to. Is this the Knight or is this the Page? The Page of Wands with the financial restraints. I feel this coming from whoever... They're having this bad moment. They may really try to impress upon you that, you know, you can't afford to do that with those 2 bushels of corn. That's money you need to use for this. You need that money. You can't be playing with that money. You can't be doing that. That makes no sense. You're foolish. You're being foolish, Virgo. It's a strong... This is somebody who's compatible to you, usually. Usually. I don't know. I feel like this is just a moment where they're just not backing you. They're usually good, is what I'm getting for you. They're usually good for you. That's the thing. I feel like this is like a really weird moment. Everybody has their bad moment. You know what I mean? Like, welcome to life. You know that. You know that as much as anybody else does. Everybody has bad moments once in a while, because I'm getting... This sometimes talks about Capricorn. I'm not saying this person is a Capricorn. I'm saying... The reason I'm highlighting that is because you would normally get along with that type of energy. That would normally be a compatible energy. But they're coming forward with the Strength card, which talks about a different sign that is not really conducive with this energy. They might just be snapping back at you, and you're making them uncomfortable. I shouldn't say you're making them uncomfortable. They're getting uncomfortable with this idea, and they're kind of lashing out. But they might be telling you that you're making them uncomfortable. To be more fair, they're uncomfortable with this idea. It kind of is throwing them off a little bit. I apologize for that. Apparently I forgot to turn off my phone. This is something you need to do for you. If you're... See, yeah. because they seem to be poo-pooing you. And they're talking to you on your level. This is the Hermit card, which is literally your card, but it's showing up in the environment, but I'm noticing the look on the guy's face here. It does not look very compatible. It looks kind of like, what are you doing? That's not right. That's how it looks to me right now. Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Like, come on, man, that's not right. This person does usually see things the way you see things. I feel like this is usually a good person for you. They're just having a moment, and they're very vocal about it for a minute. But with that page and the knight, I kind of feel like it doesn't last that long. When you move away from the conversation, they're not going to keep up with it, but they are going to watch to see what you do. If you move forward, will they join you? If you move forward, your outcome is the Knight of, or not the Knight, is that the King or the Knight? I think this is the King. King of Cups. If you move forward, you'll be very happy with this outcome. This will work exactly the way you need it to. I feel like you're going to have a really good result. It's just about taking that calculated risk. And I feel like if you really break it down, it's almost kind of like, well, I have 2 bushels of corn. This time around, I guess I don't have to use both bushels. Maybe I'll just use 1 bushel and try this. That way I can still sell one, and I can use the other one for to try whatever I need to do. You'll decide what you need to do. Because I feel like you're going to work out the plan. You're going to have to do it on your own. They're kind of warning you. The King is kind of self-sufficient. They do things that they want to do. They're in control. They're the leader. So you got to lead yourself through this. If you do this, you will have the outcome you want. I do think I'm going to have to throw that phone out the window. No, I do think this other energy is going to link up with you later. They're going to kind of follow your lead after you show them, like, hey, I know you didn't believe in this, but look, it came out great. And you know what? I made 3 times the profit on this. I would have gotten, just for argument's sake, $10 for this bushel if I just went and sold it as is. I got $30. I got $30 profit for what I sold this for when I, shucked it and did everything. I got, instead of leaving there with $10, I walked away with $30 profit. So instead of getting $10 profit, I got $30 profit. And that's calculating in time spent and all the other good stuff. This person they'll be on point with you on that. You just got to take the lead. They'll be on point later after you have proof. This is also somebody who, like, when you show them the proof, like this does work, they'll be like, all right, well, you proved that it works, and it did work, so maybe you know what you're doing. They might be a little bit slow to, like, they might be a little bit slow to accept it, but they will like, okay, well, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, you were right. It's just the after effect. You're going to have to show them the result after. Like, see, I did this, and see how it worked out, and see how good it was. See, I'm glad I made this move. And I feel like you'll inspire them to kind of consider other things. I don't know if they're going to be, like, on the forefront of moving ahead with changes, but they may kind of, like, after you make the change and show that it works, they might come join you after. And that might be the pattern you might end up getting in here. If you want things to get better, you might have to make the initial change, prove that it works, and then they'll meet you after, and that's like a pattern that keeps coming in. That might actually serve you in the long run. Alright, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.